congrats on being first. Oh my gosh, I need to remind myself not to like smile too wide. The corners of my lips are still like tearing, you know? Like if I like open my mouth too wide. Oh, thank you for resubscribing. I know that things are not going the greatest right now, so I hope that things are going well, and I very much appreciate you doing that either way. But yeah, very good to see you. Oh my gosh. I smiled so- yeah, I literally, when I read your username, I smiled so wide. I'm like, ow.
How are you feeling?
Doing okay. I don't know if you heard the last round of news. But my mom came home from the hospital. Things are going really well. And then, but she can't have, like, a lot of sodium anymore. But she's not just gonna eat bland-ass food. And so we got her this, salt substitute. And, I'm pretty sure I had an allergic reaction to that.
Read and seen you were allergic to it.
So, rip that. This is what my face looks like right now. I don't know. Sorry, I'm kind of gross right now, but, like, I don't know what my lips look like right now, but, like, it's not too hot. I can't brush my teeth because it hurts to open my mouth wide enough to fit the toothbrush in. Most of what I have eaten have been, like, very small chopped. My lips actually aren't that, puffy. It's mostly just, like, the like, cracking and bleeding, you know? But, like, most of what I've been eating have been these little pretzels because I can, like, I open my mouth about this much and they can fit in there like a coin slot. Yeah. So, hello friends, welcome in. I haven't been able to, like, talk normally for, like, 3 days, and we all know how much I yap. And today I was literally just sitting there like, I need to speak. And I had a bunch of topics in mind, and now I can't remember any of them. So that's super fun. Literally, what did I want to talk about? I don't know. Oh, I know. Welcome in, Meltort. I know. I wanted to talk about the insane pharmacist that I, ended up talking to. So we're going up to the farm. So I go to urgent care, and I'm like, hey, I'm having an allergic reaction. I've had one of these before. Benadryl didn't do anything. They gave me steroids last time. I would like to just get steroids this time. And they go, yeah, okay. It was like 10 minutes before closing. Send the, prescription out. Get to the pharmacy. Wait in line for, like, way too long, considering there's only one person in front of me. And as I walk up, I go, have you guys, I'm just trying to ask, like, have you gotten a prescription in from the urgent care? It would have been like a minute ago. And she goes, name? And I'm like, okay, you know what? That's fair. To know what prescription is mine from the urgent care, she needs my name. Like, that's fine. You know? And then, I'm standing there, and my dad, and we're standing pretty far away. But my dad turns to me and he whispers, like, oh, this is the one with no personality. And I was like, that's rude. Because, you know, a lot of the time, I feel like I associate the insult boring with, like, Mean Girls. Because it's like, if someone's annoying, that's something they're doing. If someone's mean, that's something they're doing. If someone's boring, you're attributing things that they have not done to, like, their personality, which is dumb, in my opinion. You know, so I was like, Dad, come on. Hola, Urias. ¿Cómo estás? Tengo mucho hambre, pero mis... I forgot the word for lips. Son... Lips. Son... Ow. No blood. But yeah, anyway, so my dad is like, oh, she doesn't have a personality. And I'm like, Dad, come on. But then for people who don't know what I said in Finnish, she said, I'm very hungry, but my lips hurt. Like I said, I've really only been eating these. I am A-okay. I'm trying to talk without opening my mouth too wide. Because if I do, then the corners of my lips will crack and start bleeding again. Anyway, so then it's just hard to eat right now because my lips are like, I had an allergic reaction on my mouth. Yeah. Hi, Miltort! Can you guys see how I'm like pinning the corners of my mouth to my teeth, trying to keep myself from like smiling too wide because I smile when I talk. I'm like, Dad, that's so mean. And then I walk up to her and I say my name and she goes, date of birth. And I go, my date of birth. She goes, I can't hear you. And you guys got to keep in mind, this was 2 days ago. I have to talk like this right now, and I've been on steroids for 2 days, and my lips are like about like I would say about halfway healed now. 2 days ago, I had to talk like this, otherwise my whole face was gonna like bleed. Vaseline doesn't really help with this. Yeah. Cause like it's the blistering of it all rather than the dryness. You know what I mean? Like my lips aren't drying. They're not drying cracking, they're like blistering cracking. I don't know, maybe those are kind of the same thing. But that, and because of the steroids, the skin is healing and it's pushing the dead skin out, and so there's also that building up. Very gross. Why isn't my chat box working? Hello? I just noticed that. Well, my TTS is working, I think. It is not! Oh, wow. Okay. Nothing's working. That's so awesome. 1 second. It's working on this screen. I know that for a fact. So if I just copy this and paste that, that'll work. I don't know what exactly to do about my chat box not working. Anyway, I'll worry about that later. But so anyway, I'm having to talk like this, otherwise my whole face will start bleeding. Not really my whole face, just my lips. Like, it's not doing too well. And so finally I go, and she goes, but the thing is, like, she's not even letting me finish my attempt. You know what I mean? Like, the first time I go February 12th, 2003, and she goes, date, and she also doesn't go, I can't hear you. She goes, date of birth. February 12th, 2003. Date of birth.
I'll be back in a bit, though. I'm watching a movie with my baby siblings.
Have fun. Anyway, she goes, date of birth? And I go, February 12th, 2003. Which, to be fair, hard to understand. So he goes, date of birth? And I go, February 12th, 2000. Date of birth? February 12th. Date of birth? February 12th, 2003. Like, really trying not to hurt myself. But, it pissed me off that she didn't even let me finish my attempt. There are only so many. There's 1 month that starts with an F. I think there's also only 1 month that has 4 syllables in it. So then she gets my name. Very similar process. And then he goes, it's not ready. It'll be ready in 30 minutes. You're gonna have to come back and get it. And I was like, why are you nodding at me when I haven't said anything? Like, what does that achieve? Like, I don't know. It reminded me of in high school when my teacher who hated people with ADHD, I often have to do something with my hands in order to really properly process like audio. And so I would doodle in class. And it reminded me of it just so reminded me of my high school English teacher who was like, you're not clearly not paying attention to me. So you're going to have to make eye contact with me throughout all of class. And even if I looked at the board instead of at her face, she'd get mad at me. So literally, I learned less because I wasn't able to look at the instructional board. And she missed stuff from... Anyway, it was super weird. I have taken my meds today. Welcome in, Mr. Willow Wilt. Oh, that does remind me of the other thing that I wanted to yap about was needy VT stuff. Yeah, cause
Pog, hello laddie.
There is an individual that there's a person whom Anyway, just needy VT stuff got brought back up.
I forgot just how much they upticked. I've been listening about it.
Listening about needy? Upticked, like got like a popular or something? Kinda, I guess, yeah. So
Yup.
Needy VT was a rigger who was very, very popular in the community.
Uptick the price of a model.
Oh yeah. We'll get to that. Anyway, we got to talking about it because there's an individual that we are aware of who used one of Needy's pre-made models, and then basically recreated that as their custom model, which kind of made us head tilt some. And then that got us to talking about like the original model that she used. And it was one of the pre-made ones that Needy left up on her shop when all the initial drama happened. And then I was like, oh, who knows the Needy VT drama? And Willow was like, oh, I don't remember much of it. So I was like, all right, here's my recap. I'm gonna stream it a little bit. See you there, buddy. Anyway, so for people who do not know, Needy VT was a live 2D rigger who was really, really, again, we're just gonna ignore that my chat box isn't working. He was really, really popular in the community because she did a lot of giveaways, and her rigging was pretty cheap. And her rigging was good. It wasn't great. Like it was serviceable rigging, right? And that was fine. She was aware of that, right? Like she very outwardly expressed like, hey, I am not like the absolute greatest rigger of the entire universe. But like I'm good enough at it, and more so what I care about is my work being like accessible to other people. So like slay, you know, it's okay that my rigging isn't the greatest. She did a lot of giveaways, she did a lot of rigging streaming. And one of the things that she had on her streams was that in exchange for a shit ton of channel points, you could redeem to get a free Live 2D model. And so she got a lot of viewers from that. She got a lot of followers and viewers from her giveaways, etc., etc. And that sounds great. Problems began to arise when a wide series of things began to accumulate over time that all kind of came to a head at once. Okay. One of those things being, and we see this all the time with like influencers, with quote unquote charitable people. We see this all the time. I mean, I'm sure you've even seen this in your friend groups, right? I feel like we've all, I think we've all seen in a friend group when someone goes from, haha, I'm the mom friend, to, oh my god, I can't believe you guys are making me be the mom friend. Like, this friend group would fall apart without me. You know? Being fully transparent, I've gotten closer to that than I want to be, but I never fully got to the point where I was like, you guys would never be able to do anything without me. I was just kind of like, haha, yeah, I'm the mom friend a little bit too much. A lot of us have been there, but like, that's kind of what Needy VT did with her giveaways. Like, she went from like, hey, I just want to do giveaways to help other people get their start in VTubing to like, this community owes me, basically. Like, how can this community talk bad about me when I'm so generous, when I do all of this for you? Like, you guys are being ridiculous. I can't believe you're saying that about me. That was one of the things that came to a head. The second thing that came to a head was her rigging skills did improve, but they didn't get super duper crazy or anything. She no longer has the page open, and I cannot remember the URL in order to Wayback Machine it. But if I remember correctly, there were several parameters that she straight up did not rig. I believe that she did not rig. She did not rig. One of the head angles. There's Y, there's X, and then there's Z. She straight up didn't rig one of those. There were a lot of types of animations that she couldn't do. And to be clear, there's nothing wrong with not doing those things. Like, I love when an artist like has their catalog of things that they will and won't do. I still think my favorite one to this day that Medi showed me was a girl who was like, if your character has bangs, if your character doesn't have bangs, do not commission me. I will not draw a fucking forehead. You cannot make me. I hate it. And I'm like, that's awesome. You know, if you hate rigging the fucking head Y angle, because girl, I do too. Completely fair. Like, it's totally fair for you to not have that on your roster. That's not the problem. The problem was that while she was not
just letting Em know
adding these, in my opinion, basic parameters, I say that neutrally, these basic parameters to her rigs, I could be remembering wrong because again, everything's gone. She was increasing her prices, I believe, or no, actually no, she wasn't, but she was talking herself up a lot more. And then the thing coming to a head being like her ego versus her rigging coming to a head is twofold. One of the things that happened was she traded her model, she gave away the model that she was using and commissioned another one from a friend of hers. She managed to set up her new model's parameters in VTube Studio incorrectly. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's the Iron Mouse song. Okay, I kind of like the chorus. I don't think it's like the greatest song ever, but I like the chorus. It's catchy. The verses are a little goofy though. Anyway, but yeah, it was twofold. She gave away her old model, commissioned one from a friend of hers, managed to set up the parameters for her new model wrong in VTube Studio, which is like, you are a rigger, how are you doing that wrong? That wrong without noticing. Instead of noticing, hey, I did my, parameters wrong, she goes, oh, this model's kind of shitty on stream. She's like, oh, this model's like kind of shitty. Like, this model, it's not very expressive. Like, it's really not up to my friend's like normal standard of work. Like, hang on a second. And then she pulls up a model that she rigged that had been sold already without asking the person for permission. Just pulled it up and just started using it for like the rest of the stream. Was like, look at how much better my rigging is. Look at how much more expressive this is. Look at how much cuter this is. And it was like, so you don't know how to set up your VTube Studio parameters.
That's so mean and crazy.
You're being mean to your friend and your colleague, kind of, and also, you did not ask this client if you could pull up this model on stream. And it wasn't just for like a quick little example. It was like she used the model for the rest of the stream. And a lot of people didn't like that. Second thing that happened was she released a live 2D rigging academy. And remember what I said about how like she doesn't even rig a lot of parameters. There's a lot of like dimensions that she doesn't know how to do. It was paid. It was a lot of money per month. And it wasn't done. She had not completed the course and released the course completed. You were paying for an incomplete product. Like, it's literally like the Lipstick Lesbians Leaked Labs drama, which I can talk about later.
Oh my god, I forgot she had the rigging equivalent of Guru scams.
Like, it was bad. And so, like, I remember looking at it and being like, this happened a year ago. Literally a year ago at that time, my rigging was more extensive than hers. I knew more things about Live 2D as a software than she did. And I wasn't going to start making a class. Nuh-uh. And so, yeah. So again, her ego versus her rigging, her perceived, like, entitlement to pay back for her generosity. And the third thing was her being really just personally and financially sketchy. So, she very frequently streamed, often working, sometimes just playing a video game. And she would sometimes have friends with her in VC, which I also do, which everyone does because it's fun. But the thing was, like, you know when you join a group stream and you're like, oh my god, hey bro, we can't hear the rest of the voice chat
while I'm at work.
Rip, dude. Hey, this is like hard yap mode though, podcast mode. I'm just info dumping today, at least to start out. I hope work goes okay. But like she, you know, and you tell the streamer, hey, we can't hear the Discord VC, and then they just turn it on and that's it. You get to move on with your stream and you can hear all the voices. Instead, she goes, oh no, you're not supposed to be able to hear him. It's like, why? And she's like, oh, because if you guys heard the things he was saying, he'd get me canceled. And it's like, so why?
That's the whole point.
So why don't you? Why don't you like not hang out with him on stream? Because she would be like having conversations with him for hours. You can only hear one.
Be friends with him.
And it's
or
like
not stream with him.
I believe there was also something about her cheating in there. I'm gonna be real, I'm not sure. Next sketchy thing that happens. Okay. She puts up
common sense in the garbage, it seems.
A VTuber model for sale for, if I remember correctly, $4,000. Keeping in mind that at this point, her rigging prices have not raised themselves. I believe that the most expensive rig that she did, like from her own VGen, was like $200 or $300 max, right? And so you're thinking, okay, so she somehow bought a $3,700 file and then did her $300 worth of rigging and moved on, right? No. She bought the model for $2,000. Why would she price it at $4,000 then? When clearly based off of the work, like for example, the way that I calculated the cost of the goddess model, which I haven't worked on in too long because of a bunch of stuff, like was the price I paid for it, and then just the amount of rigging I'm doing minus like some of the cost on account of it like not being custom, right? So with that logic, it should have been like $2,300, maybe $2,500 if you want to add $200 extra for I don't fucking know what. But she didn't do that. She didn't. So her reasoning that she cited was that despite the fact that she bought it for $2,000, the model was originally priced at $4,000. Well, boy, oh boy. How did you manage to get this $4,000 model for $2,000? She found the person who was selling it was so desperate for cash that she was selling off her $4,000 model or $3,000 or something and No, it was 3,000. Sorry, it was 3,000. And Needy was like, well, I can give you 2,000 right now, like in cash. And she was like, okay, yeah, I can't say no to that offer. I can't wait around. Thank you so much. Gave her the model. So yeah, valued at 3,000. Why does it cost 4,000? It should not cost 4,000, even if you base it off the original price. And I don't buying something cheap and then selling it at its quote unquote original price is scalping. I remember when this drama was happening, people were talking about like, oh, well, you know, she's flipping the model or she's reselling the model. No. That is literally the definition of scalping, or one of the definitions of scalping. The other one is buying it at a normal price and selling it at an outrageously high rate, like with concert tickets. But another one is buying something at wholesale price, like when you are not a retailer, and then like reselling it on fucking Facebook Marketplace or something for retail price, right? That's effectively what Needy VT did. Was she bought something that cost $3,000 for $2,000, and then attempted to sell it for $4,000. And when the value that she added to it, by her own metrics, could have only been like $300. Not a good look. And getting back to the guy in the VC, when asked, hey, why the fuck did you do that? Her response was, well, my boyfriend is going to, I'm going to go visit my boyfriend in South Korea. And this is the first time I've done something for myself in years. And I just feel like because I've done so much charity for the community that I was entitled to price something a little higher than I normally do. God forbid a girl does something for herself now and then, basically. Except she wasn't going to South Korea to visit her boyfriend. Her boyfriend from South Korea was coming to the States, which are two very different things. When asked, why did you say it like that? Instead of saying, oh, well, I just thought they were like interchangeable, she says, well, I knew that it would sound better or like more expensive, basically, if I said that I'm going to South Korea instead of him coming to the US. It's like, well, yeah. So yeah, openly admitting to like manipulating, etc., etc. And then also, there was so much confusion around whether the person that she bought the $4,000 model from, like, said that she could resell it or not. That was also a big debate. One of the other things that I have very mixed feelings on was people talking about her hoarding OCs. Now, what people meant with that was that she kept buying, you know, like when people set up adoptables, she kept buying adoptables and not doing anything with them. And hey, I think that that's fair. It's her money. She can do what she wants with it. The problem was not all of them, but a notable amount of them. She wasn't just buying them. There were people who were like fiending for these designs and were like, oh my god, that's my brand. Like, that's my VTuber. I'm so excited. This is going to be my avatar. And she would like hard outbid them. Like, she would go out of her way. And it was clear that she was aware that these people...
From my understanding, she was allowed to resell it.
Yeah.
But she said if she'd do so, she'd only resell it for a little bit more.
Because again, like, that's how it works. That's what flipping means. But yeah, it's just like, oh, where was I? Uh-oh. Where was I? I was talking about not the model. I was talking about, the hoarding OC sting, right? And it was clear that she was aware of these other users who obviously did not have as much capital for her, as her, going on, and she'd be like, well, you know, it's just, I am so passionate about being the one to rig this model. I am so passionate about being the one to bring this model to life that, like, I just had to. And anyone do anything with that model. And it's like, but you said that you were, like, chomping at the bit more than this other person. The least you could do is, like, honor that, I think, if you're going to make that sentiment public. Like weirdly, I've been rewatching old videos on the fucking James Charles Tati Westbrook drama. And it reminded me of one thing that Tati said that I really agreed with, where she was like, when you share parts of yourself on the internet, like you're not obligated to, but you're gonna have to kind of like be transparent about the parts that you've shared online, right? So yeah, I kind of think like, yeah, if you are going to choose to go the transparency route and say, oh, well, I'm just doing it because I'm just so fucking stoked about this model, then yeah, you have now put an onus on yourself to follow through on that. Not that in that you're a bad person if you don't, but in that I, as a person on the internet, am inevitably gonna go, hey, that's kind of weird. You know? Like, I don't think that the OC hoarding or the scalping makes her a bad person. I just think it makes me go, you know, like, like, bro. And then, yeah, she, shut down all of her socials and stuff, and it was so funny because I so vaguely remember she posted, she posted one of her...
I think scalping makes you a bad person.
Oh, right. Well, okay. How can I... Hang on. If she... Words. More so what I mean is that I do think she's a bad person, but like purely based off of those two actions, because technically, that version of scalping isn't something that a lot of people agree is scalping. Like, there were a lot of people that were on Needy's side of that because they were like, well, yeah, if that was the pricing based off of like the original value of the model, so why wouldn't she try to sell it based off of that if you're trying to make a profit? You know, a lot of people said that they still considered that flipping, not scalping. I consider it scalping, but I understand that like on an objective basis, like you can't point at that and be like, look, this is her being shitty, because not enough people agree on that. But everyone is going to squint at that and be like, that's kind of weird. Because even people who are like, well, that's flipping, we're like, but you shouldn't have done that, you know? Like, I feel that makes her a bad person based off the rest of the context, but intellectually, I'm like, that's not the strongest argument in certain circles. In this circle, though, like, yeah, that's it. But like, as far as us here, I believe, go, yeah, that is 100% scalping, and scalping is shitty. Also, hi, Iron! Happy 2 a.m. almost. Happy 2 a.m. almost, I think. Also, I'm trying to fix my chat box, and it is not going well. But yeah, it was just all the things of like, well, here's what happened with my boyfriend, and while I just totally thought that it was gonna be like 100% okay for me to just do whatever the fuck I wanted with the
3 a.m. almost.
Ooh!
I was tuning in while I wind down.
Yippee! Oh, is it working now? Yay! Okay, there goes my chat box. Yeah, I don't know. And then she kept talking about how she started doing all the cliche things that no one likes, where she's like, oh, well, thanks to my haters, like, oh my god, you guys are literally the worst. All I did was this, and you're, like, hunting me down. And to be fair, yeah, of course people were being awful to her. And she has a right to be very upset about that. Like, anyone who has people going too far have a right to be upset about that, but it's one of those things where publicly commenting on that achieves nothing. Internet 101. Publicly saying oh my god, guys, you guys are being so mean. It makes it worse. And if she didn't know that that's fair, and if that's how she learned, then that's fair. But then she kept going. She kept going. And she kept going. Even after she went private, she kept going. Posting screenshots from smaller accounts, sending people that she liked after them. I believe that she's even made a streaming comeback. I don't know under what name or whatever. I do remember Medi notified me and was like, oh my god, something happened. And then we read through it and it was literally a nothing burger. And it's so funny because literally this reminds me of, because I've told you guys I keep up with like beauty news, right? And one of the latest things that has been driving me absolutely fucking bonkers is, first of all, disclaimer. These two women, their branding is the lipstick lesbians. A lot of us are aware that a lipstick lesbian is heavily associated, the term lipstick lesbian is heavily associated with transphobia. There was the original lesbian flag that was just the pink stripes, and then a woman who was a TERF, a trans-exclusive radical feminist, added a lip print logo on it and was like, oh, we only fuck girls with vages or something, and called themselves lipstick lesbians. But however, though, obviously because it became more popular than its original group, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. They just think that a lot of people believe that a lipstick lesbian is just someone who is more attracted to femmes than butches.
Instead of nothing burger, I find myself saying
non-pizza with left beef. Yeah, hell yeah, brother. But like a lot of people don't know that. I don't believe these two women have any fucking signs of transphobia. Genuinely. So like I think they're good, but like in case anyone like side-eyes like you're talking about the lipstick lesbians, why'd they call themselves that? I'm choosing to believe it is because they just don't know. And we're gonna go with that for now, okay?
I'm sobbing cause she wasn't just upset that people were being mean to her, but she was, on stream, was upset that people were being mean to her and not the person she bought the model from. Basically saying that she deserved to be hated on because she said it's okay to resell for a little
she said,
bit more.
She said, I believe the exact quote was, I get why I'm getting hate, but why is this other girl not getting any hate? Like, how come I have to deal with all of this stuff and death threats and whatever, and she's not getting any of that? And it's like, so do you want her to get death threats? And it's one of those things where it's like, obviously not. Obviously that is not what Needy meant. Like, that is not what I'm saying. It's just one of those things where it's like, why the fuck would you phrase it like that? Like, you need to think through your words. And then, of course, when people are like, hey, girl, we know you don't mean this, but that kind of makes it sound like you wish this girl was getting death threats. And then she stood by it. She's like, okay, well, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, but anyway, the lipstick lesbians are a pair of women who, what their shtick started off is they would walk into Targets or Sephora's or Ulta's, wherever they had makeup, and they would pick up random products, and they would pick up random products, and they would talk about how they would talk about, like, they would turn over the packaging and they'd look at the ingredients and they would tell the viewer, like, okay, well, this ingredient does this. This is made in this lab. This is what this innovation happened in this lab in this country. And this is why this company is the retailer. And when this brand was bought out by this brand, it was really fascinating and all this really cool stuff, right? Like, it was legitimately really cool. But the thing was, though, that, like, over time, people couldn't help but notice that, A, they were saying more words with less info. And 2, they were saying more words with less info, and 2, they were... What's the nicest way to say this? Actually, no, I don't have to be nice. It's not like they know me. They were kissing brands' asses. Thank you for the cheapy time. Wait, what if I just like... Anyway, they were kissing brands' asses. Like, entirely. They went from fairly impartially talking about this brand versus this brand, and including calling out when brands were doing the same shit and trying to like say that it was this crazy innovative thing when it wasn't. Trying to say it was this crazy innovative thing when it wasn't. Thank you for the outfit change, Iron. No.
Time for your mate outfit.
Yeah. I think I'd look so cute one of those, so. Anyway, what was I talking about? Why is my text bold on my chat box? That's not how that's supposed to be. Font size 20, font color. I don't have my font bolded. What?
Kissing brand S. How
Kissing
they
brands
were
ass,
sucking
right?
Up to brands.
Like she went from it's because I was on the wrong chat box. She went from like kind of calling out brands when it was like, hey, you're doing the same shit again, and it's not a good look. Like, to like walking up to I think the one that annoyed a lot of people. I didn't see this one, but one that annoyed me that I know annoyed a lot of people was when I believe it was Tom Ford being like a luxury brand. At least I think. Walking up to like a Tom Ford concealer, and it had its formula was bad. The formula being like the actual like liquid product, right? What would happen was, unless you used the packaging completely correctly, and it was like a multi-step process just to open and close your product, the product would dry out and it would be unusable. And the lady was saying like, oh my god, it's just so innovative, and we just don't have the technology to keep up with it, and that's why we need to have this special packaging and this multi-step process, otherwise it'll dry out. And it's like, no, it's because they launched this product before it was ready, and you're paying extra money for packaging that, to be fair, is technically an innovation but is not retail ready, just to get a product that is not necessarily going to be usable for too terribly long. You know, there was a similar thing with like the House Labs, Lady Gaga's brand. They were the first brand to release what's called a trimethicone foundation. Dimethicone, obviously, meaning there's two kinds of silicones. Good night, Irene.
Good night.
Dimethicone, meaning there's two kinds of silicone in the product, and what that does is it creates like a slip between the two different kinds of silicone, which makes it easier to distribute it across your face. They released a trimethicone, which was huge. It was very uniquely smooth. The problem being they did not manage to find a way to make it so that the all of the three silicones and all the other products were fully emulsified, like permanently into one another. And subsequently they were subsequently they were like you had to shake the absolute fuck shit out of that bottle in order to get the like formula that you actually paid for, which isn't a good look, believe it or not. Where did my glue just go? What? Oh, I glued it wrong. No, I didn't. I just forgot to fucking hit copy paste. And, you know, a lot of people were like, oh my god, that's so innovative. And, you know, it's like, hey, you're right, it is. But, like, you know, we could also hold up on the innovation, like, a little bit. Why is this invisible? We could hold up on the innovation, like, a little bit.
Yeah, boy is back on comp.
On computer? Yay! What the fuck? Oh, it's because this is on top of this and it should be under. Okay. I understand now. Hi, Twilight. And it's like, hey, it's great that that's an innovation, but like, have you considered that maybe we could release the innovations once they are fully retail ready and once we figured out how to, I don't know, keep our ingredients fully emulsified together so that because what would happen was if you forgot to shake your product once. Okay, hang on. Better non-makeup way to explain this. You know when you squeeze a ketchup bottle and pure liquid comes out? You know, just straight up liquid. No tomato in sight. Water. Corn syrup, if we're being optimistic.
Oh god, yes.
Yes. The problem with that, along with it being annoying. I don't wear
makeup cause I'm naturally such a bad bitch that makeup is actually a downgrade.
Hell yeah, brother. For real though, the problem with that is that when that liquid just leaks the fuck out, it throws off the ratio of ingredients that are remaining in that tube. Right? There is now more tomato stuff in that tube than there is corn syrupy stuff. But the thing is, you know, a ketchup bottle's this big. A Haus Labs foundation is this big. And it has less ingredients than ketchup, usually. So it's like we kind of have a problem there, right? The problem being that, like, okay, I forgot to shake my product before I opened it once, and now it's permanently fucked. Not a super fun time, especially for how expensive it was. So
even the tiny bit that gets removed fucks the ratio cause of the relative size of the portion.
And because it was the first of its kind, people were still into it, but obviously now that time has gone on and other trimethicone foundations have released, people are kind of like, Lady Gaga, get your shit together. And also Haus Labs as a brand has gone downhill. So has Fenty Beauty, which is such a shame because Fenty Beauty was like created by Rihanna. And she is a makeup girly, so I don't know what the fuck happened. But anyway, like makeup brands had a problem of like not releasing shades that were, you know, compatible with anyone that wasn't literally the shade of porcelain. But when Rihanna launched her brand Fenty Beauty, she released with a fuck ton, like a huge shade range. And also not only released it like that, but also publicly released their pigment like formulas, so that other brands could use it as a reference. Like, hey, here, you don't have an excuse anymore. Here's the fucking blueprint for how to get more colors in your fuck ass products. So that's why it's like, that they're sometimes they're releasing stuff that's like not dark enough for black girls. It's like, we're not even talking like super dark skinned black girls. We're just like, but whatever. Not that that's the point, but you know what I mean. And so anyway, trying to get back to the topic. The point being that like we are no longer in a stage of quote unquote innovation in cosmetics where people are really feeling like giving a product that has these like user accessibility or like quality control flaws is worth the quote unquote innovation of it. And the reason that's a problem right now is because that was kind of the premise of what the lipstick lesbians call leaked labs. Now, oh boy, leaked labs was the idea of leaked labs was that they were going to quote unquote leak early innovations from the beauty industry that no one else knew about, to their customers. And what that meant was taking products that had been rejected by other companies and launching them anyway. And does anyone else genuinely curious, because I know that most people here are not makeup girlies. I'm not even technically a makeup girly. I'm not even a makeup girly because the sensory of like wearing makeup drives me crazy. So like I don't know a whole lot, but like can the people in the audience here just please, I feel like you can pretty immediately see what the problem is, right? Also, I fucked up this match in like 20 different ways. That's so crazy.
Them for a reason.
Yes. To be clear, I was not asking that because I'm like, oh my god, guys, I bet you can't figure it out. It's because it's really fucking obvious. These companies were not releasing these formulas because they were afraid of innovation. They were releasing them because they were determined not suitable for fucking customers, or not suitable or not like profitable enough for manufacture. Now, if we are talking about a product that really should be on the market and just isn't because it doesn't turn enough of a profit for fucking Estee Lauder, which is like a multi-billion-dollar mega conglomerate, I'm all for that. I'm all for like being like, you know what, our little indie brand.
I'm a dude whose only experience with makeup is the woman members of my house taking up my
it does take up a lot of counter space.
And even then I immediately clocked the issue LMAO.
Because literally it's not even makeup. It's just obvious. And again, I get it if we're talking like, well, the company's decided that this product, which can clearly help a lot of brown girls or brown and black girls or a lot of disabled people, and they just decided that it's not profitable enough to launch. Well, fuck them, we're gonna launch it anyway. All for that. Please do that. But that's not what this was. What this was I think it was an ego trip. Because, you know, remember that their whole shtick that I described was like going into the Sephoras, going to the Targets, picking up the makeup, looking at the labels and saying like, oh, well, this is where this was made. This is how this was made, blah, blah, blah. How do they know all of this? Well, because they claim to have worked in product development. We'll get back to that. So not only is that a bad premise, but the specific products that they released, okay? So we all know what an eyeshadow looks like, right? It usually comes in a metal or a plastic tray. It doesnn't matter which one, but it comes in a tray, and you the reason it comes in a tray is obviously to hold the powder, whether it is just normal powder or it is what we call like cream powder, which is kind of what it sounds like, or it's a cream powder, to hold it together, right? Because anyone who has like seen, if you've seen a friend get ready,
the wingtip looking thing on the eye, or the making the eyes look darker on the underside thing?
Eyes look darker. Although making the eyes look darker on the underside is more of like a K-beauty thing. Normally it's the top side. The wingtip looking thing is eyeliner. Which is sometimes powdery, but most of the time it's liquid. I'm trying to think, you've probably... Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I'm getting sidetracked. Me getting sidetracked? No. So... A lot of us have seen eyeshadow. It comes in pans. It comes in metal or plastic trays, aka pans, to like hold the product, keep it secure. And a lot of people have...
You know how lawyers call in expert witnesses on trial?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the opposite. You call me when you want me to get
to be fair,
wrong.
Like, it is there are... To be like, also, but like, jokes aside, it's not like that's like a ridiculous thing to get wrong. There are eyes have, it's like how in VTuber, it's same thing in like a lot of forms of artistry, but like you guys have seen this with like my VTuber rigging. Even like eyes have a lot of extra shit going on. The same thing goes for cosmetics. There's eyeshadow, eyeliner, under eye cream, under eye concealer, waterline products or tight lining, liquid liner, pencil liner. Like, eye makeup especially has a lot going on. So, like, no joke, that's totally fair. Anyway. So, okay, finally getting back. I've been trying to say this for like 5 minutes, and it's entirely my bad that I keep getting sidetracked. Not like you guys care. People who have, like, scrolled through, like, Beauty Degree Instagram have probably heard the term hitting pan, and people who have, like, if your moms wore makeup or anything like that, or your sisters or your aunts or any woman in your life or man in your life, etc., they, them, you've probably seen when they use the center of the little powder disc more, and eventually you'll be able to see the bottom of the little plastic or metal tin, right? Because they've used all the powder in that area and there's still some left on the edges. And that's when... So the pan is there to hold the product together when that inevitably happens. Right? And in general. The idea for the product that the Lipstick Lesbians decided to launch that other companies quite vehemently decided not to was, what if that funky, fancy, fun little pad just wasn't there? Like, we all like it, but what if we just didn't have it anymore? Now, what the fuck do you do in order to make that work? Well, you make the powder flexible. I think I do have to show this to you guys for it to make sense. This is so ridiculous. So, you see these little metal tins? Those are just for fun. The real product is these loose discs of eyeshadow. I'm not fucking subscribing, fuck you. That are just laying there on the table, just loose. This is Alexis. Yeah, see that? Where, oh, hello. Like, where it's bending, it's going through the machine like pasta sheets, it's squishing, she's smearing it directly on her face. Now again, I know that right now, my two active chatters, thank you very much, guys, I appreciate having you here, are dudes who are not experienced with makeup. Can you imagine a single makeup wearer that you know sincerely wanting to carry this around and use it? As soon as I saw this, I was like, why the fuck would I want to reach into my bag and pull out a pasta sheet of glitter and just smear it directly on my face instead of using my fingers or a brush or a powder puff or a sponge? Why the fuck would I want to do that?
Refines what a powder is. That is not a powder at all. And
it's, hey, in my opinion, this is a great invention.
Trying to paint miniatures with a house painting
brush. Yes!
It's gotta be so
it's unbelievably messy. It's unbelievably messy. And the problem is that I think that this formulation is great because it is not a cream powder. It is a true powder. Jokes aside about, like, that's not powder at all. It is a true powder. It is not a cream powder. Because a lot of people don't like cream powder formulas, which are basically, they hold together like powder, but they feel like a cream product on your skin. But this is a true powder, and I think that's great. And this shit, it will not break. When you drop your eyeshadow on the ground, a lot of the time it'll shatter.
I see.
It'll shatter. There's powder everywhere. I think that this formula is a great invention to put in a pan because it's fucking indestructible to, like, blunt force trauma, you know? But no, they decided to lay it out bare on the table like this. The other thing you'll notice is that this is a pretty substantial sheet. These look like rice paper. These look like the thickness of rice paper. right? There's only 4 of them. They're, I believe, about the size of a quarter. You get 4 of those. You collectively get the size of a series of coins that you visually associate with the amount of $1. Ma'am? 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 $34 fucking for 4 little quarter-sized pieces of rice paper that don't do what I want them to do? Now, and it just keeps getting worse. Okay, so,
these cannot last long enough to be $34 worth.
Literally, in the promo photo, it's patchy. Literally in the promo photo, it's patchy. That is not because of the model's skin texture. I am very glad that they show the model's skin texture, but there's parts where it is clearly
like a misuse of the recipe chain.
Yes! Yes!
Like you could totally pitch this
literally
wherever you go. You could throw this baby off the cliff and it wouldn't even care and sell it as like a travel pack.
And that's the thing that bothers me. It's like the reason other brands weren't selling this, I think, what I can infer, is because they could not figure out how to make that feel worth the, like, price increase or the formula change, because it does change the formula otherwise. It is still a true powder, but it still feels very different from the powders people are used to. And it's, from what I understand, it's basically impossible to make like non-shiny, non-glimmery
and you know what would improve
shades like this.
A travel pack.
a pan. And so because they are so thin, multiple people bought this and used it, and it immediately broke. They punched a hole through the center. So, oh hey guys, it doesn't do the thing where you have it in the pan and you hit the bottom of the pan and oh no, what do? No, instead your finger can just poke right through it from the get-go. Instead of getting a solid like month to a year with your product before you hit the pan, you can just fucking poke right through there like a little butthole. Day one. And they weren't rubbing very hard. And some of them barely worked. Barely had any color payoff unless you like sprayed them with water, which is normal for some powders. But that made them even more fragile, and they're this thin. And then also it's movable, emotional, and infinitely expressive. It's a pigment that performs like liquid, moves like skin, and feels like freedom. Okay, your artistry, your story, and your skin. Hey, that's great. Makeup artists can't fucking use this shit because every time they disinfect it, it's going to flutter away into the wind.
You don't understand. It was made in Italy. It must be good.
And they are Italian. God, it's so awful. It's so awful. And then people obviously were like,
activism is wearing my Levi's tie.
Literally. And so obviously people were like, hey girl, why does this cost $34 fucking dollars? And they post hang on, I'm actually gonna make you guys watch this with me. Hang on. I was initially gonna be like, I'm not gonna do the whole, like, I didn't want to do this. I was like, when I came in to talk about this, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna do the reaction video. I just want to input on, but no, we're gonna do the full reaction video. Cause I'm like motivated now for some reason. We are having fun. Okay, hang on. So that should give us audio. Sorry, 16-year-old Brendan Urie, I have to cut you off there. Oh, I think they deleted it. Oh, nope, they didn't. This is a ride and a half. Why isn't this working? Okay, so the question here being, why the fuck did this cost $34? Right? So, prior to recording this, one of the first things that they said in writing when asked, like, hey, why does this cost $34? Their answer was because this isn't a finished product, guys. It's a test. We are sending this product out to you guys.
Don't include that in the video. It isn't quirky.
So you can give us feedback, and then we can improve the product and then put it up for retail. So then why is it being sold at a retail price? And might I also, Jen Love, who's a beauty news person who I follow, she's great. If you guys actually, genuinely, for people who just like want podcasts, crazy,
but usually early access things,
we'll get to that. Do not worry, we will get to that. For people who want like a top tier, like informational, like podcast, Jen Love on YouTube, love her. She did the math. Remember how earlier this stream I bitched about those Tom Ford concealers because they were super expensive.
Get a garbage product as early access.
I remember how I bitched about Tom Ford. Those Flexi Powder eyeshadows by weight cost twice as much as a Tom Ford eyeshadow, I believe. Or no, it was as much as a Tom Ford eyeshadow. Sorry, not twice as much.
The industry would never recover.
Those 4 little baby discs cost as much as Tom Ford. But they said it's not retail ready. So why are you selling it at Tom Ford's retail price? This is the equivalent of somebody handing you half of a Honda Civic for Lamborghini price and being like, well, no, you don't understand this innovative. Anyway. Why is it audio turning off? What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, you are. Yeah, they are.
You are getting an unfinished product for as much as the bougie product. What is wrong with them?
Focus groups? You normally get paid to be in a focus group. You get paid to like test like meds and drug trials. And also not only that, but 2 days before this video, they posted a video of all these influencers sitting in the room like trying the product and giving feedback. That's what a focus group is. Before we launch them, what do you mean you didn't launch them? And this isn't even the crazy part. Yeah. No, you're not. You're scamming people. You could... Normally when people do that, it is for free. The reason that she said that is because of what I said earlier, where people called out how there is no way this product can be hygienic for makeup artists who have multiple
Soviet
clients.
Clip where he all but yells early access. Yes, your release.
Yes, it is. Because there's no way for you to disinfect that properly without it obliterating the product or not actually getting disinfected, right?
Get these ladies on the EA Assassin's Creed team right now.
Insane. Actually, this should be a fucking series, is explaining makeup industry drama to gamers. Get these ladies on the EA Assassin's Creed team right now is insane. Also, this music is awful. You can peel back the curtain without charging $34. Yes, a fucking indestructible powder is innovative already without you releasing it like this. The answer to that question is yes. Jen Love, the YouTuber I mentioned earlier, I like how I'm saying that like I'm giving her a shout out. Anyway, pointed this out. The selfie camera was not seen as a narcissistic invention. People have been taking pictures of themselves with cameras since cameras were invented. What was seen as narcissistic was posting selfies on the internet. Like, younger people didn't care, but for older people, that were like, okay, that's a little weird, right? And then either she said this and it got repeated on the Beautiful and Bothered podcast, which I also listened to with Johnny and Kevin. Again, I like how I'm saying that like they're like small YouTubers, and I'm like, haha, no. Anyway, but like pointed out also, the selfie camera comes with the phone.
And Willow guest star in Basil Explains to Two Gamer Brothers Makeup Drama. Coming to theaters.
That ironically does sound fun now that I think about it, because I know way too much about all this shit. This is the crazy part. Yeah.
Imagine trying to FaceTime your bestie without having a selfie camera.
Now, this is also something, I am direct stealing this quote from the Beautiful and Bothered podcast, what she just said. About only dating men until she tried a woman, stay flexy. You know, as Lady Gaga famously said, choose this way. You know, just like how you can choose like a shitty product, you can just choose to be gay. Everyone knows this. You know, gay being a choice is a crux of the problems we have in society. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you saying? Like, literally watching that, I was like, like, why would you say that? Not a good look. And then, they post this fuck-ass video of them, like, visibly fucking disheveled in a crowded airport, being like, you know, like, I understand people might not like the product, but I can't believe that people are treating us this way. And it really is hurtful that, people are like saying these things about my character and the way that I look. And this is actually one of the things that reminded me of it earlier when we were talking about needy VT, was it's like, yes, it is awful that people are going too far and threatening you and insulting your appearance and your character in ways that have nothing to do with what's going on and all of this stuff. Like, you are correct. That is awful. It is vile. Those are not good people. But at the same time, that is an entirely different party of people than the people who are like legitimately like criticizing you or like legitimately have like grievances or concerns. Like, those are just factually two different groups. We know this. And so like, you only paying credence to one is not helping you. Right? Like, it is not helpful to you or your image to be like, oh, well, there's these people who are fat shaming me. It's like, yeah, you also scammed a bunch of people. So
it's just a way to try to get brownie points by reminding the audience they're lesbian. But the segue to get to that point is a bit like driving through your neighbor's house to get to the grocery store.
It was so bad. And like, and then and then like, she literally like starts tearing up and she's like, you know, the whole point of this like Leaked Labs project was to like really get to be myself, because the years I spent being in cosmetics product development, I was always too much, too loud, too passionate, too fat. And it's like, I'm sorry you went through that. Give me my $34 back. And also, why are we having this talk in a crowded airport? And then, you know, they were also like, oh, well, you know, one of the main reasons we haven't been able to reply to stuff is because we've been at one of the biggest beauty innovation conferences of the year. You chose the launch date. That wasn't like a freak accident that y'all were in Korea for this like thing. like you very much chose that. You do realize this, correct? And then on top of that, anyway, and so it continues. People catch on to the bullshit because of course they do, because people aren't actually dumb. And like literally they end up posting, I'm not even gonna play this one because I don't think it's worth it, but they post this like pseudo documentary looking thing of like, this is our sob story, like our parents rejected us because we're gay and the beauty industry's fat phobic and I have ADHD, and it's like, this would be a great like biopic for a person who launched a successful product. Unfortunately, it's not, and you didn't. And it's baffling to me because I'm like, how do you not? And of course I say this.
In the words of the great philosopher and writer Hugo Valentin Jr.,
bitches be wild and Wilden? Good job, text to speech. I don't know. It's so crazy. And again, I can't, even though what I'm choosing to believe right now is that like, they don't know that the term lipstick lesbians has that association. That's what I'm choosing to believe.
The person who did a performative dance as an apology video has gotta be a better choice.
Oh, Sierra May or something like that? Sierra, something, she's, trigger warning, she sexually assaulted a boy at a party, and then she did interpretive dance as her apology. And was like, I've been body shamed my whole life. And it's like, great, that has nothing to do with sexual assault. Congrats, girl, me too. What do you want? Like, so I'm trying to decide the best way to complete pivot change. I'm trying to decide what the best way to do this is. If I should, trying to decide if I should, do okay, I'm gonna do this a really stupid way that literally might result in me just starting the fuck over at the end of the stream. And we're gonna hope that I don't have to do that though. Yeah, agree. Also, why aren't you cooperating with me?
Yippee.
And yeah, also now I do really want to see what y'all's reaction to all the James Charles stuff is.
The only context I have heard lipstick lesbian in is where it meant a lesbian who is not outwardly butch in any capacity.
Yeah, that's kind of what
it ever being used in a transphobic context until like 30 minutes ago when you explained it.
Yeah, because like unfortunately the origin was transphobia, but over time it came to mean both like a lesbian who's attracted to femmes and a lesbian who is femme, which like very much prefer that.
All the other shit is super fucked, but that one literally thing I can kinda let slide.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, I can't believe that people have the audacity. And I know that that's like such a common sentiment, but like really no, like how do you, like, how do you get this far into like a product development? Oh, and you guys want to know the real gag? You want to know the real tea? She only ever worked in perfume. She only ever worked in fragrance product development. She never even actually worked in cosmetics product development. So,
we're letting you off the littering charge, but you still did run a car through your neighbor's house.
Yeah, it's like, girl. Okay, I am gonna figure this out. So when you funnel your lips, the whole thing comes in. And oh no. Oh, I hate this. Can I just add more points? No. Oh, I can't? Oh, I can. Oh, okay. That's fine.
Stop the presses. Basil messed up.
Everybody stop.
Everyone focus on it.
Everybody look. Everybody look.
My eyes are laser focused.
Okay, let's see if I can do this now, for real. Okay, so when your mouth funnels like this, the whole thing comes in, and then also these points come in, and then these points really come in, and also move up. Then these should move in more, I think. Something like that. But yeah, anyway, because James Charles, who is a literal self-admitted pedophile, by the way, lest we forget our roots, somehow still has like a relatively successful like cosmetics brand called Painted, and that becomes relevant in a bit. And he somehow managed to maintain an audience. Don't ask me how, because I don't want to think too hard about it. And anyway, he recently got into trouble because he y'all have heard that Spirit Airlines went bankrupt, right? Why is this not working? We've all motherfucker. We've all heard that Spirit Airlines went bankrupt, right?
I remember this one, yes.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I think that people already know James Charles pops the fuck off in a truly god-awful way on a girl who dared reach out to him for help. And after she got dropped from Spirit Airlines, obviously because the entire fucking company went bankrupt all at once with no warning, and was like, welcome to the real world, sweetie. Go get a real job, as if he hasn't been an influencer since he was 16. Which he owes to Zendaya, even, because she's the one who retweeted his post, and that's what got him famous, which is like... anyway. He... Like, welcome to the real world, sweetie. Go get a real job. Just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Initially posts a video about it. Some people called it apology. It's not, though, because he says, and I quote, "I stand by everything I said, 10 toes down." Then, another beauty YouTuber, Jackie Aina, who we love, called him the fuck out and was like, hey, you can't talk to people that way. And then all of a sudden he posts being like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, that video was mean and unnecessary and I shouldn't have posted it. And it's like, great, why did it take you this long to figure that out, buddy? Not a good look. And so on and so forth. Whole thing is a mess. And so he eventually, after like a couple of weeks of this drama, like continuing to go and go and go, he eventually is like, well, shit, I guess I'll start a charity. Why the fuck would you start your own charity instead of promoting an existing one? I don't know. I genuinely, like, I can't figure that out. One. And then two, of course, he did not name it the, like, help the unemployed or something. He, of course, named it, remember how I mentioned earlier his makeup brand is called Painted? Of course, he named it, the Painted Project. It's like,
AI viewers stream book.
Thank you, Saribot. It's like, okay, least subtle self-promo in the fucking planet. Congrats. Where the fuck is my top lip line? Why? What is it underneath? I'm so confused.
Also, what a deranged thing to say to someone in need. Like,
really, literally.
If you wanted to be a bitch about it, you could have ignored it.
Literally.
If you're famous, you probably get like a billion messages, DMS, letters,
that was the main
emails,
question of like, why are you picking on this specific girl?
No one would have called you out cause you could have just said, OMG, I didn't see it. If I did, I would have helped, but well.
Literally. And again, he's a pedophile. But of course, one of his claims for how the pedophilia stuff happened was that the boys lied about their age. Yeah, we've all heard that one before. Yeah, the boys lied about their age. I didn't know. What the fuck just happened? Girl, why are you so crooked? I really hate using these deformers. Like, I'm making symmetrical movements. Why are they not moving symmetrically? Okay, fuck it. I'm going back to the warp deformers, even if it's, like, harder to do some other stuff later. I hate this so much. Wah, motherfucking who. Okay. Anyway, what was I talking about? James Charles, because of course I was. And so he is like, oh, and then he's like, okay, well,
I'm not a good guy. I'm man enough to admit that. But when I do shady shit, I put in some effort to not get caught doing shady shit.
Yeah,
what possesses
anyway,
people to blast it over the airwaves?
One of his things that he said was his lesson learned from all of this, quote unquote, accidentally, consistently messaging minors kind of all the time, was that he was going to learn to like check the IDs of everybody, and then he proceeded to message several more 15-year-old boys, and it's like, how's those ID checks going, huh, Jimmy? What's up with that, bro? Obviously he never actually had any fucking intention of doing that. And so he launches this painted project thing, and he has the great idea for it. He's like, I'm gonna help the less fortunate. And you have to submit like a government ID.
You have to follow-up play from James Charles.
You not only have to submit like your ID, you also have to submit like oh my gosh, what's it called? Like proof, like of you have to submit proof that something bad is happening to you. Like you have to submit like an eviction notice or like a termination letter or something. And it's like, are you fucking crazy? You are absolutely off your fucking gourd if you think a person on the verge of homelessness is going to be capable of, much less willing to, send you private info like that. And of course the top comment is, oh, so now he wants to check IDs. And And it's like, oh, you know, the organization is here to help the less fortunate. And it's like, oh, yeah. Because the person that we all want to be in charge of helping the less fortunate and vulnerable youth is James Charles. Of course we do. That's such a great idea. Any other grand ideas from the audience? Because... LO motherfucking L, bro. Like, it's literally ludicrous. It's literally insane. And it's not even like, oh, he thinks he can get away with it. Like, there's nothing stopping him. Like, the quote-unquote charity exists. It is there. Which is insane to me. Okay, I don't remember how I did this the first time. Hang on. When
the goal was to just cash grab.
Yeah, it's a tax write-off. That's literally all it is.
The point of that is the same as insurance companies, make it impossible to cash out so any donations/payments go right to you.
Yeah, and it's like, I hate him. I hope he dies.
The fact he has a persistent platform and successful business ventures is absolutely asinine.
Yes. Like, I am genuinely consistently just like, and it really also is disheartening that it took the Spirit Airlines incident that, like, kind of got people to be like, oh, I'm not fucking with him anymore, and not, you know, the literal pedophilia. Because I do unironically know people who were like, oh, well, he's funny. Like, he's so funny. I love him. It's like, ew. Why does he randomly have a British accent for that one line and then nowhere else in this song? I know the answer is just because it was like, haha, quirky, but like, even then, I'm like, girl?
Bro is unironically a caricature of a pedophile, not
literally
like the stereotypical one, but still a caricature.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's gonna make it worse. Well, unless I do the sinner. Actually, no, I think that... I know, I'll worry about that later. Okay. So we pull this. That's not what I want to do.
I think it's a double-layered thing of there's a perception of everyone getting hit with accusations, The Minecraft YouTuber meme comes to mind immediately, on top of the almost over-the-top nature of the crime. Like it's hard to wrap your head around it cause it's such a big thing.
No, it's not that people
getting stranded at an airport, which is an almost universal experience, so people can relate more to it.
It's not that people don't believe that he's a pedophile, it's that they sincerely have been like, I don't care. Because if people didn't believe it, I'd be like, well, you're stupid, but okay, whatever. It happens. But yeah, no, there are people who have sincerely been like, oh, I just don't care. It's like, epic. You are everything wrong in society. How does it feel? Wrong with society. How does it feel? Are you serious? Ow.
Also, I've unintentionally promised someone I would crit their article after I already promised myself I would focus on my own writing rather than critting other people's drafts.
It happens to the best of us.
Through Windows ISK.
I wish you luck with your own hubris. I hope it's at least a good crit sesh.
Crit, like Genshin crit rate and crit damage.
And also my Zibai is now double crowned. I do not have enough talent books to triple crown her yet. It is a work in progress. As all things are in Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
Or I don't have enough weekly materials.
At Willow_WYLLT gonna pull a favor with God to make sure you don't see the pearly gates.
I'm so nervous for the next patch because Citlali and Columbina are rerunning, and I want both of those characters so ridiculously bad. Because both of them are the Traveler's girlfriend. And also Citlali is like the melt support, and I run Melt Lumine quite a bit, and Columbina obviously both on her own and specifically for my Zibai. So I'm like, and ideally I would like to see 2R1 them.
At Anthem0N, if it makes you feel better, the second that message appeared I got a cave in while mining in a game.
ideally, I would like to C2R1 them, but I don't think that's happening. I think that because I have spent the past like 3 days just laying down and sleeping through my face,
Bro
feeling
cashed
like
in a mini coupon.
it was burning off.
Also praying for Urgenshin ACCT.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. I'm gonna need a lay down break, but I'm gonna be back, and we're gonna keep trying to. Basically, what I can't decide is if I should include the skin of the lip in the initial rigging, or if I should just rig the lines and then do the glue the color to it and then figure out what to do with that afterward. I don't know. So I'm gonna take a lay down break for my bones and do a little research on that, and then we're gonna be back and keep trucking. Unless I die, unless I do the thing where I start my break and then I realize I feel like I'm dead, in which case I will very unceremoniously end the stream. But I'm hoping that we will continue in 10-15 minutes.
Okay, good luck with your bones.
I'm sorry, fucking what? Oh my god. You can't hear the text-to-speech on the BRB screen. Hold on. So, okay, hang on.
And the CEO was fighting comments.
Okay, there was one thing I saw today that was crazy. It was about WatchMojo. We know WatchMojo's shit, but recently they made a video that was basically top 10 YouTubers who've died. It had ads advertising in the video description, and they dead cut from talking about someone who passed to a clip advertising their AI music album halfway through the video. And they did not disclose it was AI, and the CEO was fighting with people in the comment. Okay. You're a CEO and you have time to be doing that? Girl, you are not CEOing hard enough. You need to owe more. Ha 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 ha. For real though, what?
It's so
fascinating. Welcome back from ads, guys. I guess because the thing is, like, WatchMojo was boring, but then once upon a time it was like okay background noise. You know, once upon a time it was like not good, but it was fine. That's crazy behavior. Okay, so also I think that I've really figured out what the actual problem here is. The real problem is just that I hate this part. I have discerned. That's really all there is to it.
Also glad you're vibing and did not die.
Yeah! I also kind of feel proud of myself that I was like, I am just, that I was like, I was able to identify, like, I need to take a break. Instead of like, I'm having a symptom, therefore I must end my existence now. Okay, anyway. We're gonna do this and I'm gonna hate it. It's gonna be awesome. Oh wait, actually I want to replace my teeth though. Also, cause I like these teeth, but I accidentally drew them at the wrong, like, resolution, actually. Just, like, straight up. Can I show them? Like, I like that. They're also, like, weirdly squat, you know? And I try to kind of...
But yeah, I'll send you the video I saw about it in case you wanted to see the specifics.
I think I made them too... Cause I tried to make them look like my teeth, but I think part of the problem was when I was drawing it, I was using a mirror and my mirror was like this. But most people see me like this. So actually these should probably be smaller. The perspective on the back molars is off on purpose. So actually maybe I can just fix this by just doing this. Like, just... No, I hit Alt. Oh, this isn't... Free transform. Okay, they're not that squat. My teeth are really gross right now. Actually, don't look at my teeth. And it's like, I have mouthwash. I could use mouthwash, but the thing is, it's like... It is so ass, like, it is so ass having your mouth, like, not be, like, usable.
Wooden teeth incoming.
It is so unbelievably ass. Like, eating hard, brushing your teeth hard, talking hard. And also, like, it's obviously very uncomfortable, you know, the same way that any variation of being unwell is. Like, a very sensitive and essential part of your face is, like, burning and itching and regenerating skin and, like, And I need to go, like, actually see an allergist to go like find out if it's actually the new salt or if I am. So for people who don't know, whatever. I found out the hard way that I'm allergic to mango, like fresh mango. And the reason I say fresh mango is because the reason that I say that is because the they did a test for like the actual like pulp of the mango, and I wasn't allergic to that. So the conclusion that they eventually came to was that I must be allergic to the like like a thing that's in the skin of the mango, which is pretty common, which is also what makes poison ivy poison, which makes sense why it's an allergen for some people. But then the problem with that is that like that meant that I could still eat like processed mango. I just couldn't eat fresh mango, right? And it sucked, but I was able to live with it. So then come to find out, plot twist motherfucker. I semi-frequently eat like mango ice cream. And I've been doing that for years, and I've never had like a reaction to it. But like a couple days before I had the reaction that I'm dealing with right now, I finished off a thing of mango, but it was like during the meal where I was eating that new salt substitute that I'm talking about. It was like during that meal that I started feeling my mouth start to like itch and swell up and stuff. You know, so I'm like, because of that, the timing, I'm inclined to believe that it's not, I'm inclined to believe that it's not the mango, but also partially out of desperation because I already lost fresh mango. You can't take frozen mango away from me too. That's not fair. That's mean. Haven't I suffered enough? Like, I'm not even joking. What the hell? What the hell? It's so frustrating. But
let them eat mango, God.
Literally. What the fuck?
Huh.
Do you guys see why I hate using these now? Stop! Like, what? I'm losing my mind. This is great. We're just gonna ignore it.
Why is the fabric of existence held within these things, dude?
I don't fucking know. I wish I could tell you. Also, these don't have to be perfect right now. I just want them to be. I'm barely moving it. I swear to God, I am barely moving it. When you funnel your lips, it's like... I think it's... I think at the right bit beforehand. No, I think I had it right before. It's hard to find the balance of, like, what it looks like in real life versus, like, what it should look like on the model, you know what I mean? Because, like, I'm trying to kind of use my own face as a reference, but, like, I don't want to do that too much. You know? Or, like, I don't want that to let it lead to it looking, like, uncanny or anything, right?
Uh-huh.
What the fuck? Okay. 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 And you're gonna cooperate with me this time. I have to be doing something wrong. Oh, it's my path width, isn't it? I forgot to adjust it. Okay, that's my fault. But also, like, bruh. Oh, yeah, that'll do it. It's gonna make me individually adjust all of these. It better fucking not. I think that's good. How did that make it worse? Are you kidding me? Do I have to make it even smaller? I genuinely don't understand what's happening. Okay. Well. Okay. Nope, that made it worse too. I don't understand how I could possibly begin to fix this. I don't understand what I could have done to cause that. Like... Let me just restart the software. What the fuck is going on? I've not really used path deformers before, but I'm trying it this time.
That is horrifying, dude.
I'm already regretting it. Maybe I should just go back to warp deformers instead of using a path deformers, because they're They're not getting along with me right now. Not that the warp deformer method that I use is perfect or nothing, but like, ooh. Why? Bro, why? Okay. Will you work now? Because if not, it's back to warp deformers we go, and all of this was for... Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. That's awesome. That's so cool. That's so epic. I loved that so much. Woo! Alrighty. Okay. Ba-do-do! I think that's a good enough set up. Okay. Upper lip, lower lip. Are we back to where we were 5 minutes ago? Yes. Okay, so...
Fuck path deformers, all my homies hate path deformers.
That was, like, confusingly ass, you know? Like, that wasn't just normal ass. That was, like, I don't know how it got that ass. We're gonna do that many handles. And then we're gonna
was the
try...
most illogical thing in existence.
What the fuck? But the problem with not using them is that, like, now I'm just using the brush, and that has its own host of, like, inconsistencies, especially with, like, keeping the line weight, but I guess I just have to deal. I can also just turn smoothing on, like, all the way. Right?
That experience could be akin to seeing a biblical angel and my mind exploding instantly.
I just... Like, you could see my cursor. I was barely moving anything. Like, I genuinely don't know what about what I was doing could have caused that. Now, have I said that in the past and it turned out to absolutely be my fault? Yes. But we don't have to talk about that right now. Like, this is just gonna be worse.
Former reacting to minuscule things / changes as well as our mothers would, methinks.
It's like, well, it's also like the Google Docs thing. You know what I mean? When you have the Word doc thing, whatever. Where you have like the text wrapping an image and you barely move the image and the entire document's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck. Like, it's that too.
Exactly.
Let's take this down back down to 2 and then I have not watched this movie, but my main question is like, why do they cheer when she starts singing? Is it just because it's like, I mean, I pretty like the things. I mean, maybe is this point in the movie, is she famous and that's why they're cheering? That makes most sense. I don't know why I've never made that assumption before, but also like, anyway, I answered my own question in approximately 2 seconds. Oh my god, my left leg is going knob! Anyway, there's a part of this song where it's like, I worked in like a reception for a hair salon when I was like, I think 15, and every time this song played on the radio all the fucking time, and every single time one of the stylists was like rightfully so angry because there's a part of the song that just genuinely sounds bad, and she's like, and everyone's like, it sounds so fucking good because it's Lady Gaga, but it doesn't sound good. Like, and like, you know what? She was so right for that. Also, I'm way overthinking this. I do not need to be spending this much time on this. This part.
HJFGHJGFS.
It's the Hey, Coral! Yeah, I don't know why I'm overthinking this so much.
Welcome.
We all know why I'm overthinking it so much, actually. We all know. Oh, thank you for the hydrating the posture check. Who the fuck is it that sings the rest of this song?
I am gonna be lurking.
Have fun lurking, Coral. Thank you so much. Hang on, where is it again?
Hope you have a good Steam.
Yeah, thank you. You too. Like, this is such a simple motion, and yet, but it's because it's so simple that I'm like, well, if I make it look weird, then that'll be pretty bad for it. You know? I'm like, if I make it look like a little bit weird, then it's fucked. Because it exposes the inside of the muscle, and the musculature here doesn't pucker very much. It's really just this stuff that puckers in and out. So I think I did that correctly. I think I made this go up too high. Yeah.
Okay, gonna be going on a walk, Good luck, and good night, bestie Wamwas.
Have a good walk. Good night. Why does that make that harsher? Why did the smoothing modifier make that more harsh? That makes sense. Okay. So this part pretty much just directly goes down. Okay, that part pretty much directly goes down. This stuff follows, but it doesn't just follow, because it also pushes in like this. I've literally rigged this before and liked it, so I don't know why it feels like I'm... Well, I liked it enough. There are some shapes where I'm like, oh, I could have done this better or made it so that these two things mix better. You know what I mean? So that's honestly most of it. So I'm like, which of those things that over the past few months I've noted, it's like, oh, I could improve that, are like actually worth, you know, racking my brain for, versus like, what should I just like, it's good enough. I once again made it worse by fiddling with it for too long, but that's okay. Yeah. Okay. I love how, like, whenever someone's like, how do I get into rigging? And I'm like, just go for it. You know? Rig poorly. You have to rig poorly before you can fix it and blah, 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 blah. And then I sit here on the same mouth blend shape for like 20, probably 30 minutes now. I'm like, come on, guys. You just gotta do it. Okay. I did those backwards. That's fine. Luckily, most of these, honestly though, funnel is really the only shape that's, like, in my opinion, particularly complicated. I did it backwards again. But, like, I think that funnel is the hardest one because it's like, it's kind of the, I think, in my opinion anyway, I think it's the most, like, complex motion that you ask the mouth to do, right? Like the funneling of the lips, like, and the puckering of the lips are both just a lot because it's all the muscles in your mouth trying to bunch up into one spot, and that's why I get so hung up on it, because you not only want that to look good, but you also want it to mesh well with, like, these shapes, right? And a lot of the time they don't necessarily play nice with each other. And this actually worked out quite well, I think. But, like, you know, I do want to fine tune it and figure out what's the best way I can make it so that the funnel shape that whatever I make, like, really works with whatever the fuck else I do. Because, you know, blend shape weights only do so much. Also, why is there so much? I feel like I shouldn't need more geometry than I already have. There is a lot of, like, weird blurring and stuff there. It's not like I don't think that's something I need to worry about. Actually, and the beauty of using the warp deformers is actually I can worry about that later. But yeah. But yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna I really shouldn't be doing this, but I'm gonna go ahead and erase the mouth funnel, and I'm actually just gonna come back to that one last. I should do the simple ones first. Okay, like, and actually, hang on, I want this to be on a deformer, don't I? But yeah, like the smile. These are dog shit easy. The right side. No, I'm on the left side. Okay. I think that's good. Oh, hey. Wait. Hootown, the Favonius Church core. Okay. Actually, I should check when the... Because sometimes there are things that are measured as two separate ARKit ratings too. Like when you smile, your mouth like naturally widens, but there's also a mouth widen like parameter. Okay, no. So for smile, it does... They don't do this. They don't read the widening of the mouth as separate. So we're gonna do... Ooh. We're gonna do this, I think. We're gonna do this trick. Yeah. So when I smile, it travels a good bit. Not that much, I don't think, but a good bit. I'm gonna go like that much, I think. Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, because when... yeah. Probably want to bring this corner up more. The first time I listened to this song in like 8th grade, I thought this was the most badass thing on the fucking planet. It's still a great song, but it's a little funny. Okay. We have our frowns, which... Actually, no, the frowns also stretch. Hold up. I was about to say, the frowns would, like, kind of... Well, the cartoony thing to do... The cartoony thing to do is make it so that they go down, but the thing is, we're not going for cartoony right now. We are going for more accuracy, at least for the moment. As accurate as we can call any of this. Anyway. So yeah, probably as much as I stretched out the smile, which I think matches now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're good. I feel like I should have a stronger opinion on Ed Sheeran than I do or something, because sometimes the way that some people talk about his songwriting is they're like, it's the worst, like, his recent songwriting is they're like, this is the most, like, insanely bad thing I've ever heard. But part of me kind of feels like it's because the bands that I'm into are like bands and artists I've listened to, and obviously every artist goes through the like, oh, your sound changed and I don't like it thing. But especially like I grew up listening to Taylor Swift. Like Taylor Swift's debut album played nonstop when I was in like first grade kindergarten. But then also, so she went from like country pop to just straight up pop, and then like Fall Out Boy, which went from, well, okay, so Taylor Swift actually went through a genre change. Taylor Swift actually went through a marked genre change. I don't think Fall Out Boy did, and it drives me crazy. Like, or at least Fall Out Boy didn't go through a genre change when people said they did. By now they've gone through a whole genre change, but there was a while where people were like, this isn't pop punk anymore, and I'm like, it literally is, though. Like, they're different, but they're in the same genre, you know? Like, I like genuinely just like okay, this is the part that I'm most nervous about. So I need to figure out a way to make it so that this upper lip goes up the correct amount, so that if I like copy paste the whole lip, right? Give it a thing on the right, paste it so that it's mirrored, and then when they both come together, the mouth is like fully open. So I gotta figure that out. The main problem is not crossing over too much between the two sides while still getting the fucking shape that I want. Because that's not quite it, I don't think. You can't see it on my screen, but I'm looking at the like ARKit reference site that they do have available. Actually no, that is quite accurate, actually. Except I want, because I mean, whatever I do from like this far out really doesn't matter. It's the stuff that approaches the middle that, anyway, because some people are like, Ed Sheeran's music was so good and then it got so much worse, and I'm like, I don't know, it kind of sounds the same to me. And then some people are like, Ed Sheeran's music has always been complete dog shit. I'm like, I don't know, Photograph made me feel a little something when I was in middle school. I haven't listened to that song in years. Hold up, actually, does that song hold up? Because I mean, I don't know, I think it's like, yeah, there's a lot of cliches in it, but it's like, isn't that kind of the point sometimes? And I know that like, well, isn't that the point only holds up so far, and it's something that I fall back on a lot, but it's just because like I fall back on it a lot because I'm like, well, not everyone makes art for it to be like hung up in the Louvre. Some people do just make cliche art because they like cliche art, you know, and that doesn't make it like better or worse, you know. It's just different. Says the Star Wars fan. I'm still dying at that post. I sent it in my Discord. But just that fucking post where somebody's like, you know, hating the thing that you love, the media that you love is like part of the experience. And then somebody reblogged it with the tag like, is OP a Star Wars fan? Oh, okay. I do not have enough pull here. Okay. Why can I not find the B key? But yeah, this is something that arguably could be easier using the path deformers, but I would, at this point, literally rather die than ever try to use a path deformer ever again. So we're not going to. How about we do that much? And then it is annoying having to toggle these both on and off over and over. But, okay. And then when both of them are on, it should look like when you're talking through your teeth. Like, it should look like I'm doing this, so... And it very decidedly does not. So, gotta fix that. Which is simple, I just need to raise it more. And also, it's one of those things where it's like, the thing of like, is popular music actually shallower by default than any other music? Or is it just that like, the more that you're exposed to something, the more used to it you get, you know? Like one of the examples is like Once Upon a Time, that thing where it's like, to me nowadays it feels cringy. It makes me feel like kind of like cringing whenever I hear the phrase like people talking about like demons in their head and stuff like that. But Once Upon a Time, that shit was like the most groundbreaking poetry anyone had heard in their goddamn lives. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 14 and this is deep. Like, part of the humor of like, I'm 14 and this is deep is because, you know, 14-year-olds have not been exposed to the world. It's just their first time coming across this thing, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't know, because you're like, oh, like, or, you know, also like, oh, well, this is so cliche. And it's like, well, yes, but like, when the person you're criticizing for being cliche kind of like started that trend or like repopularized that trope or something, it also holds less weight, which I also think Taylor Swift is a good example of. Like, she really did repopularize that, like, very, like, straight from my journal, not really going for purple prose, just talking about my feelings, kind of, like, why am I going to this menu? Talking about girlhood type shit. Like, she repopularized that. That's not to say that she was, and now, she was not the only one doing it at the time, or anything like that. Absolutely not. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, why act like it's like a... Why are we automatically treating cliches as bad, I guess? Where the fuck is my mouth open parameter? Hello? Am I going crazy? Do I not have a mouth? Oh, what? I should. I distinctly remember rigging a mouth open parameter. Like, I distinctly remember rigging one. Am I in the wrong file or something? Like, I very distinctly remember making one of those. What? Made for the XGB. What the fuck? Huh. Well, rip. Well, that sucks. Cause my model can talk through my teeth like this, and the only way to achieve that is by having the extra mouth open parameter, unless I labeled it wrong in this file. Mouth left, right, pucker, widen, close. Oh, is it this? No, it's not that. Frown, smile, funnel, sneer. No, I didn't misname it. What the fuck? Is it in a different file? I'm opening way too many Live2D files at once. My computer's not going to be happy with me. I'm so sorry. Mouse close. What the fuck? Okay, well, I guess I don't... I must have done that on Medis, though. I must have. I must have. Funnel bath open. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it doesn't open. I didn't make it open as much on Medi's model as I do on mine, but that's okay. Like, cause when I that just open the actual opening, any like baring of my teeth comes from like kind of like sneering, I guess. Except no, this is more true to the reference that's like actually on this the AR kit face blend shapes kit thingy or references thingy that I'm seeing. So Oh, interesting. It also separates it doesn't separate the stretch from a smile, but it does separate the stretch from a frown. Frowns in the reference barely extend left and right. So maybe I should compress this a little bit compared to the smile. Yeah, I guess I just need more geometry on the actual lip line than I thought I did, which means I probably also need more geometry on the actual lip color than I thought I did. Man, I was really hoping to downsize. It seems that the optimization gods are not with me today. Honestly, it's mostly just that, like, you know. I was talking about this with my dad, actually, because he was like, well, no one's ever going to look up that close. It's like, you'd be surprised. People really like showing off their shit, you know? Like, people really do want to be able to zoom all the way the fuck in and see what's going on, you know? So, I don't know. Not everyone, but a lot of people. Even if it's not, like, to post, because the main example I could come up with was, like, showing off your VTubers rigging trends, you know what I mean? Like, look at all the extra shit my model can do, but also, like, some people just like playing dolls. Some people just kind of want to sit there and stare at it in VTube Studio and be able to zoom all the way in on all this stuff, which I respect. Also, my left leg is going numb again. Holy shit. Ow! Okay. Now, theoretically, I should be able to copy paste this and then have it. Oh! Oh no. Oh. Oh, I need to move the fucking axis stuff. I was like, where did it go? Okay. Now if I copy paste it, will this work? Yeah! Okay, nice! Okay, and then we can go back to this one. Toggle this off, toggle this on, and change it. And now when the mouth is fully just open, it looks like that. Which is a little bit scary, but it's okay. I do want to see if I can round the corners a little bit, probably, right? No, those are pretty pointy. Those are pretty pointy. Well, the other thing is the... No. No, I do probably want to see if I can, Oh, I have to manually reset it every time? That sucks. I do really want to make the thingies rounder. The main problem with that being... Oh, that's wacky. The main problem with that being that I have to be really careful with which blend shape I have toggled on, or it gets mad at me. Or it doesn't get mad at me, I mess it up. Okay. And then we can worry about the lower lip. Oh, I did not mean to have both of these on at the same time. Speaking of causing problems, that will cause problems. Oh boy. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, let's fix this up and then try to copy paste these specific vertices and hope that that works. It should. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't. So yeah, like copy paste like this bundle. Why did they get bigger? My goodness. Okay. That's better. Oh, is it? Whoa! Oh, that's not supposed to have a thing there at all. Oh boy. This is why blend shapes are such a pain in the ass! Okay. 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 I understand what's happening now. I understand the problem. I can fix the problem now. You have to toggle everything on and everything off. And I understand it's not the computer's fault. It's not the computer's fault. It can't read my mind, but also... And you know, in a lot of ways, the world would probably be pretty much guaranteed to get worse if computers could read our minds. So it's not like I want it to. It's just in this specific moment right now, I feel like I could find a newfound appreciation for it. Why is this not working? Fix it. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Something like that. Why is my camera frozen? Is my screen frozen? Or is it just my camera? No, it's just my camera. Oh. Oh, the program closed all by itself. Ooh. We're getting creative. Okay. Pop off, queen. The thing is with, why is this not working? There it goes. The thing with the lip roll is when you do this. And that all comes from the lip color. So I don't think I really want to do anything with that except, like, maybe flattening out flattening this out some. Like, oh, nope, not rotating it. Like that. I feel like when you do that, your lips flatten a little bit. Well, oh, except... What if I do this? Hang on. Okay. And then I select both, and I control copy, and then I control paste, and then the whole lip flattens? Yeah. Middle of the lip is not flattening enough. So I do this. There we go. Good. Maybe a little, no, it's a little too much. Specifically with like... Okay. Yes, okay. And then mouth stretch is straightforward. And this is to the right. I know it's not just a straight stretch right, but it's pretty close. It should stretch out to about the same amount the smile does, right? Just like out to the bounding box. And then goes down just a tad, at least for my mouth. Okay, and then again, we need to wait to worry about the dimple until later. Oh, this actually should be going to roll. See, actually, I did this wrong. Press is... What is press again? Press is where you, like... the corner of your mouth, I think. Like the... Yeah. It's when you, like... I don't know. That facial expression I make all the time. So... What should that look like? What should that look like on the left side? So... The muscle pulls up and then kind of pinches itself a little bit. So we... If I remember right, I feel like I also kind of... I feel like I had a press on this. What did that look like? I think I made mouth press really extra. Yeah. I should also stretch this out a good bit. I think the center does come down a little bit. Not that much, but a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that's a very Kermity expression, isn't it? LOL. Okay. Now let's... I don't think it extends quite so far out to the side. It does... It's close, but it's not that much. Then I probably want to thin them out a little more. Because it is a press. Which looks a little weird. But we're still workshopping it. Oh! Yep, too much, too much, too much, too much, too much, too much. Is that better? Much. In fact, I overcorrected with this one. Yeah! That's such a fuck-ass expression. I love that. Okay, we'll... Is it perfect? No, but we'll leave it for now because we're obviously still experimenting. Okay. The shrug is when the mouth comes up to... I think these are pretty straightforward. I will say, I do think one of the more confusing things about sometimes when they say upper or lower, they mean that only the upper or lower lip are affected. And sometimes Sometimes it means that the whole thing just goes up, which is fair, but maybe differentiating between up and upper and lower could be useful. Wait, no, unless that's a 2D versus 3D thing. Wait, what if I... Because the thing is, like, I kind of... Do I want to change draw order for this? I don't think I do. Yeah, I think I'd rather keep it here, where the shrug goes like that. Although I did just remember, usually I do shrug on a different deformer. It's shrug. It's shrug left right that I typically do on a separate deformer, like with everything in it. So I should probably put those in their own folder of some sort. Okay. Pucker is easy enough. And then we have the dreaded funnel coming up. Ugh. At least Pucker is symmetrical. Pucker can't hurt me. Except for when I... Oh, fuck. Except for when I fuck up selecting the correct things. Okay. There we go. Okay. Gotta do this shit. At least this one is also symmetrical. Okay. We're fine. We're good. Okay. So when you funnel your lips, this comes up. These come in. They all do. They come in like this. And then these pinch in, and these pinch in even more. Okay. Wow, who'da thunk it? Moving on to the other shapes and then coming back to it later helped me process it and do it with less stress. God, if only there was somebody that gives that advice on occasion at the stream right now. That would be so handy. Sometimes I wish that I didn't train myself to hear when I like, because you know, when you take like a good solid breath, you actually can't hear yourself breathing, you know, because if you can hear yourself breathing, then that usually means that there's like extra stuff getting in the way of your airway, like you're activating muscles you don't technically need to activate, and that's showing in the form of like a instead of a right. But because like, you know, part of like flute singing, obviously a big thing was like listen, and anytime you hear yourself get a instead of a like stop, fix your breath, you know. But now like all I hear when I like, and this has been a thing for years, it's not new, like whenever I listen to music, like all I some days I cannot ignore the fact that they're you know, drives me crazy. Okay, this looks insane, doesn't it? Yep. I do like it though. It's crazy, but I do like it. Testing that would be a hassle right now because I'd have to like take this down and then open my. Also, though, I've been face cam streaming these past 2 streams because my USB cable is like not having a good time. So I wasn't actually able to get face tracking to work a couple streams ago, and I haven't tried again since. So actually, we're not going to troubleshoot that on stream. So if we don't troubleshoot that on stream, then that means we have to take care of the color of the lips. Because right now they are just sitting there. Which looks... It looks... But yeah, I don't know. I do want it to be kind of like accurate to how my mouth moves, or at least how I think my mouth moves. You know what I mean? Clearly. So I'm like, Although I guess now isn't the best time to test that because my lips are unwell right now. I really wish that I could freeze some of these because it's like it's going back and forth between the made toggle and it's like that's so not helpful. But yeah, okay. So next problem, figuring out this stuff. The one that I'm most nervous about is the funnel again. So we're gonna check that out. I think this should be fairly simple, but you never know. I think that's... Actually, yeah, that was simple. That was nice and simple. Yeah, actually. We're fine. We're fine. We'll be fine. This will be quick. Which is the beauty of ARKit rigging, is like when you have to manually key... because the way that you do it without... The way that you do it without, like, VBridger or ARKit or whatever, the blend shape parameters, is like you individually key all of them, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Like you individually key all 25 of these shapes, rather than the computer kind of like generating some of them for you. Like right now the lips are funneled, and then it can also smile. Oh, actually that looks fine. Yeah, we can do this. Yeah. Although actually, I think I want my smile to stretch more side to side, yeah. Especially from the middle. Like that. Yeah. So that when the funnel smiles, it pulls at the center as well as just, it doesn't just pull at the corners, right? Yeah, like the open part of the mouth also has a bit of a smile. I might have overdone it just then, but we can adjust it. Okay. Also, Don't ask me why. On this model, I accidentally followed a really old, like V-Bridger tutorial rather than like a straight up ARKit one. So I actually did manually key. So the blend shapes, the thing where the computer kind of generates, when you have like two parameters activated at once and they combine. Those are these squares here. When they're circles, like it makes 4. I individually rigged all 4. So I individually rigged 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. I individually rigged 64, like 50 to 64-ish like things on my old mouth, which is a lot of work that I am clearly seeing from how I'm getting work done on this version of it was a little bit unnecessary, but also like does kind of remove some of the flexibility that blend shapes are meant to offer you. So that's kind of a bummer to past Basil. Rip in peace. Oh, shit. I should include these shadows I added to the corner of the mouth. Ooh. Oh, and I need to... And I need to separate them into left and right, too, don't I? I'm not going to do that all the way in Clip Studio. I'm just going to duplicate it and erase one side here and one side there. But yeah, shit. These should just fit in the... Oh, no, they don't fit in the existing D4. Fuck! Oh, that's a huge pain in the ass. Okay, that's fine. I've only done one. Oh, wait, well, well, this could fit if the mesh wasn't fucking gigantic, actually. I think I'm extending this too far because I can't see, but that's okay. No, not Control-Shift-C, just Control-C. I've been wondering if anyone would be interested in me getting one of those things where, like, it displays what keys you're pressing. I see some people using that, and I think it's fun. But I also know that only a handful of people actually, like watch these. But also, like, for the handful of people that are watching these, obviously, like, that could be pretty sick. You go in. Oh, uh-oh. Wait. Because this doesn't just correspond to... This doesn't just correspond to... This corresponds left and right, not top or bottom. And all my other parameters are top and bottom for the lips. So do I just... I think I just have to make it its own thing. Yeah, I think that's the only option. Is, like, making it its own deformer that I just do my best to sync with the rest of the movement. Oh, but that's a bummer! like literally just a lip corner L deformer and a lip corner R deformer. It's a little extra even for me, I will admit. But these are the sacrifices that we make. I guess. Well, actually, I can like not worry about it on the side and then duplicate it. Yeah. Like. Okay. Okay. Got that figured out, I think. Okay. Then I want to take this on the... I want to move it in this way. Then also probably compress it like this. Yeah. I want more geometry than that. Wait. Something like that. There's a problem down here too with the bottom lip shadow. Oi, 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 oi. Because this, I want the top bit to just, yeah, just straight up compress. I want this to have a division of 2. Yeah, just compressing should be fine, right? Because it's not moving up or down. Or at least it shouldn't. I don't think it is. But yeah, no, this is already way faster than doing it with fucking manual keys. Obviously. Who'da thunk it? Only thing is, I think I want it to feel like the inside of the lips are getting more exposed, because I mean that's what happens. It's like the like little the softer like wet part of your lip shows when you quote unquote funnel your lips like that. Let's do that adjustment. I think that made it look worse. Oh well. No one else, you and me, be honest. Thinking about you got me thinking nonsense. When you walking. This whole thing just gets compressed a little bit. More. Yeah. Just a smidge more. Is this not smoothing? Is that smoothing? No, it is not. Okay. Let's do it this way. Old reliable. Oh, I don't think that worked out very well. Oh, okay, note to self, do not fucking do that. That looks weird. Why does that look weird to me? Where are my lips? Oh my god, wait! Oh no, I was gonna say, no, it's I love my lips, the VeggieTales bit. Once when I was 2 years old, I left my lips out in the cold. Okay. What am I looking at? Smile. Smile with the mouth closed. Where's the fucking smile? Hello? There it is. I guess I just kind of made it smile too much. What's the widest eye smile? Yeah, it's not that wide. I think so that I can just fix that by being like this, like 0.7-ish. Oops, wait. Yeah! Yeah! That and the bottom lip, I think, remain too static. Like it should stretch a little bit more than that. I might have overdone that. It's fine. That helps a little. Honestly, though, part of it might just be getting used to the new phase. The nose. The nose is definitely the biggest change, so I don't know. I mean, part of it is definitely the... Actually, no, you know what? Part of it is the highlight being missing. Where is that? This layer. Like, this should be moving too. Right? Like this should be stretching and pulling and stuff, but I don't want to think about that right now. Here's the problem with, like, having great ideas. Being like, whoa, I know. I'm gonna make myself a realistic nose and improve my mouth rigging with using actual blend shapes and stuff, is then I actually do it. Which is a very original humble brag bit that no one's ever done before. I think that looks good, and I'm overthinking it. I think that actively looks good, and I'm overthinking it. Okay. Let's put these next to each other, just for the sake of my sanity. Nope, not like that. Actually, you know what? Let's do this one, because this is the one that I was most worried about. Where... So we have to roll it. And roll means when you, like, roll your shirt on your face. So, like, you know, logically, I feel like it's just, like... Ha ha ha. But it's not that simple, though, because it's... You do want it to look like a rolling motion, not like it's just... So I feel like, I don't know, maybe just squishing it down like this will make a difference, but I don't know. I don't know if it will. I feel like it does. Even though, like, it does kind of effectively end up being the same thing. Well... I hate that this is the title track of this album, because it's so boring. It's a decent song, but it's boring. Actually, no, wait. When I roll my listen, what's the... When I roll my lips in, my upper lip doesn't get totally hidden. But the question is, how does ARKit see it, right? Like this, like when, if even though I'll never like activate it, this shape, should I still rig it that far? Stop. Should I still rig it that far? Because like, if I, oh my God, why is my camera doing that? If I only were going to like roll my lips this far, does ARKit only ever read that as a 0.7, or should I make this my 1.0 value? Sorry about the motion sickness from the camera doing that. Oh my God, stop! I really don't... Also, that just looks weird. I think that part of it is making it so that the top of the lip takes longer to make its way down than the... like, should I pull it like this? Rather than just straight down from the top or something? I don't know. If that makes difference or not, I don't think it does. Okay. I also rigged it on the wrong parameter. That's so epic. With you I dance in a storm in my best dress, fearless. I don't know how it gets better than this. Did I even do roll? I don't think I did. I did not. Hang on, let me check out a video real quick that you guys unfortunately won't be able to see. So how do other people rig this parameter? Like, is there an existing procedure for this? Because I have a feeling it is literally just squishing it down. wait, no, I literally can't show you what this video of the... Oh, she makes it so that it just looks like the... I did not mean to close the whole window like that. It's fine. She puts the focus on, like, this coming up. It would probably help if I made it so that this shadow moved with the... What if I move both of these at the same time? Will that make me feel better? I hope so. But, like, she put emphasis on, like, the lower part kind of, like, coming up and meeting the rest of it. I guess it just doesn't feel like a roll to me. Oh, probably because this shadow, it shouldn't just move up. It should, like, become less pronounced. Yeah, it should stretch and it should lower in opacity. It shouldn't just, like, move up like that. Okay. Wait, shit, have I even shown you guys my eyes? I don't think I have. I did that off stream. Oh my god. What the fuck? Hang on. Anyway. Blink. Thank you. So that's what we got for blink physics. It's very similar to what we had before. But it's a lot cleaner. And I think I did a better job managing the, like, pendulum physics. And the XY, I think... Yeah. I did a better job with the receding pupil thing, also affecting the rest of the iris. Instead of it just the pupil receding and kind of nothing else happening, because I feel like that's what I did here on this one, where the pupil was receding, but the rest of the iris was just treated as if it was just being pulled concave with the rest of it, but on the new one, it's more like a real life iris where it goes up and then down. Or at least that's the effect I was going for. I might have overdone it. So I might push the outer ring to be a little bit less. Actually, no, I think it's the pupil needs to... People could come forward some. Either way, though, I do like it a lot. But yeah, it might be a little bit much. This is a bad time to realize that's a bit much, actually. No, is it a bit much? Actually, I don't think it is. No, I think I made the pupil go too far back. Oh, you know what it is? I based how far I made the pupil go back when I was making it just one concave thing. But now that I have that, like, level of variation, that much isn't really needed anymore. So I think that's why it looks like too much now. Or at least part of it. Damn. Luckily, that's an easy fix. Oh! Or is it? Fuck. Don't do that. Ah! Why is it doing that? Okay, no snoozing. Okay. Hey, Twilight. Hang on. I don't know that even really made a difference. No, it did. It did. Mostly in making it feel like I don't know. I think because when I inset the pupil so deep in to it, it almost makes it feel like the eye is moving less, right? But it kind of makes it feel like the root of where the roll is coming from for the eye is like not actually where it is. I think that this makes it feel more connected, quote unquote, but it's kind of a pain in the ass of a change to make, but it will be worth it. Cause actually hang on, you know what? So yeah, we go here, we go here, and then it goes way too far up. And then I wanna make it match up with the eye physics that I had before, which should... Actually, hang on. Let me check that I like that first, and then... I do. Okay. Except... I do want this to be pulled out more. Ha 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 ha. Let's do that much. Okay. And then we use... Actually, no, we can just use this eye as a reference for... Out. Huh. Why am I having such a hard time with this? Hang on. It's up until, like, the... Ooh. Then again, okay, so the problem that I'm running into now is that with having the pupil less inset, it also makes it so that it's harder for the pupil to be visible when it's at its extreme angles. Like putting it at its extreme angles, the pupil being that inset made it so that it was still visible without having to go. So actually, maybe I should keep Zold away. Five-minute excursion with a net value of 0. Let's fucking go. Yeah, because I do like it, but I would rather keep... Yeah, I would rather keep my ability to eye roll without losing track of my pupils more, I think. I don't know, though. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll probably check in with some buddies later, see if anyone has like a particular yay or nay opinion on that or not. Okay. Anyway, back to this bullshit. What even was I on? Oh lord. Alright, the smile. How do we feel about the smile now? I think the smile's cute. I'll worry about the roll thing later. That's a whole problem that I'm just gonna have to not think about right now. Yeah, the frown's a lot easier just because they made that blend shape simpler. There's some tears here, but I can fix that with glue rather than worrying about the warp deformer itself. Oh, this one will suck. Oh, this one will suck. Oh. Oh gosh. That's not right. That's not right. Okay, I think I'm getting to the point where I'm like actually getting like not productive levels of like blech. So I say we put this down. And let's see. And let's wrap up stream here. I think it's a good stopping place. I'm trying not to like immediately jump back into like 8-hour streams or anything like that on account of like I did take a week off for like very not good reasons. So like definitely I'm trying to pace the return. So we'll see how that goes. Who can I write out to? Oh, I changed my username, so I have to... Hang on, I have to get my verification code from a... Okay. And I will shoot you guys off on a raid. Please do remember this computer for 30 days? And more than 30 days? What do you mean that content's not available? Is it not letting me go to my stream manager? Is the stream manager broke? I am logged in. What? I just logged in. Access denied. You don't have permission to access this page. What do you mean? Twitch is denying me access to my own creator dashboard. That's so epic and such a fun problem that I'll deal with off stream. Okay, time to open regular ass Twitch and see who's live right now. Oh, I'm not logged in here either. I was like, why is it telling me Moist Critical is live? I don't care. Okay, it did let me log in normally. Oh my god, Chaos is live! I'm stupid, I did not realize. Alrighty, we're gonna raid our buddy Chaos, and I hope everybody has a fantastic evening. Thank you so much for joining me for my second stream back, I think. Very, very good yaps, very, very good progress done on whatever the fuck I'm doing to my model this time, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Good night!